Tonight's headlines: Bong Go willing to face ethic probe. Palace denies buying overpriced pandemic supplies. COVID-19 cases in the country at 2,003,955. Galvez defends continued purchase of Sinovac. Philippines aims to start ivermectin clinical trials. And stocks peso down anew. Good evening. Today is December 1, 2021. I'm Miguel Palatogon and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. Senator Bong Go on Wednesday said he is willing to face any probe that will be launched by the Senate Ethics Committee over his supposed links to a former Department of Budget and Management official being tagged to an alleged overpricing of pandemic supplies. Go believes the Senate will be uphold fairness and due process should be the Ethics Committee's probe pushes through and stress anew that he will resign from his post if it will be proven that he was involved in any type of corruption. Meantime, the senator appealed to the government to study the possible expansion of the country's vaccination rollout to the general public amid the rising COVID-19 cases. He added that there should be provisions for possible incentives to those individuals who are already vaccinated. Here's the Senator Go's statement.
Bilang chair ng Senate Committee on Health, umaapila ako sa ating gobyerno na pag-aaralan na ang posibilidad na palawakin lalo ang ating vaccination rollout sa mas maraming Pilipino maliban sa mga kabilang sa eligible na priority groups. Hanggat kaya ng supply ng ating mga bakuna, baka maring buksan na sa publiko. Pag-aralan din po dapat ng mabuti ang pagbibigay ng insentibo sa mga bakunado tulad ng mas maluwag na mga patakaran, maaring pwede na silang kumain at pumasyal sa labas, makatrabaho at makagalaw ng wala masyadong restrictions para rin po maingganyo at tumaas ang vaccine confidence. Yung mga pribadong sektor may sarili ring mga inisyatibo tulad ng pagbibigay ng discounts. Welcome po ang lahat ng ito. At kung patuloy na bababa ang bilang ng magkakasakit at tataas naman ang bilang ng bakunado, mas mabilis pa nating maibabangon ang ating ekonomiya at mas makakabalik na po tayo sa normal na pamumuhay pagdating ng panahon. Kung i-expand na natin ang rollout sa publiko, dapat na walang prejudice naman ito sa kabilang sa mga naunang priority groups. Pero kung merong ayaw magpabakuna na kabilang sa mga nasa priority list ngayon, ibigay na natin sa may gusto dahil habulan po ito. The bigger the population that gets vaccinated, the faster we can reach population protection and eventually herd immunity. Para naman po sumaya ang ating Pasko at makabalik na tayo sa ating normal na pamumuhay. Alalahanin natin na bukod sa mga nasa A1 to A5 priority groups, mayroon pang groups B to C ayon sa ating vaccination program guidelines. Kasama pa rito ang mga guro, social workers, iba pang mga manggagawa sa gobyerno at iba pang mga essential workers na hindi pa kasama sa binabakunahan ngayon. Kabilang rin dyan ang mga OFWs na wala pang deployment sa loob ng 4 na buwan at iba pang mga manggagawa na hindi kasama sa essential sectors. Kawawa naman po ang mga naghihintay na gusto nang magpabakuna. Paano po tayo makapaghanda sa pagbabalik ng face-to-face classes pagdating ng panahon kung ang ating mga guro ay hindi naman bakunado? Paano naman makakabalik sa kanilang trabaho ang ibang mga OFWs natin na naghahanda pa para sa kanilang deployment at hindi pa pasok sa 4-month period? Paano naman ang ibang mga trabahante na patuloy na kumakayod para tumulong na may ahon ang ekonomiya at kanilang pamilya? Huwag po natin silang pabayaan at pag-intayin pa dahil baka maunahan pa ng COVID-19 ang pagbabakuna nila. pabilisin na natin ang rollout para mas maraming Pilipino ang maproteksyonan. Total, tuloy-tuloy naman ang pagdating ng mga bakuna sa bansa. Balansihin po natin ang lahat. Maraming salamat po.
In other news, Malacanang denied that the Duterte administration bought overpriced personal protective equipment worth 1,700 pesos each amid the pandemic, saying the Aquino administration bought PPEs at a higher cost. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque was referring to at least 8.6 billion pesos worth of face masks, face shield, and PPEs that the government bought amid the COVID-19 pandemic from a small firm identified as Pharmally that is under the scrutiny of senators. Roque said the Aquino administration bought PPEs worth above 3,000 pesos each in 2015 and 2016. The Senate is probing as to why Pharmally, which had a paid-up capital worth around 625,000 pesos, was able to secure billions worth of government contracts involving pandemic supplies. The Department of Health reported 14,216 confirmed COVID-19 cases on Wednesday to bring the total number of infected in the country to 2,003,955. This brought the active cases to 140,949, and of the total, 96.1% are mild, 1.1% are asymptomatic, 1.2% are severe, and 0.6% are in critical condition. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 1,829,473 after 18,754 patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll now stands at 33,533 following 86 fatalities recorded. The DOH said all laboratories were operational on August 30, while 5 laboratories were not able to submit their data to the COVID-19 document repository system. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
It's time for the world to know. Outstanding Filipinos in America. The 11th Outstanding Filipinos in America Awards 2021. A salute to the heroes of coronavirus. Coming back live in person at the Carnegie Hall in New York City, home of the TOFA Awards since 2011.
In other news, vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. on Wednesday defended the government's decision to continue buying COVID-19 vaccine from Chinese biopharmaceutical firm Sinovac, despite its performance against COVID-19 variants. Galvez said all vaccines that have been used in the country, including Sinovac, got prior approval for emergency use by the World Health Organization, and added that the Sinovac vaccines was effective at preventing severe COVID-19 infection and hospitalization. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine showed that the 2 doses of Pfizer shot were 88% effective at preventing symptomatic disease from the Delta variant, while 2 shots of the AstraZeneca vaccine were 67% effective against the same variant. Sinovac and Sinopharm vaccines, meanwhile, were found to be 70% effective against the Delta variant, according to the Bloomberg report last week. The Department of Science and Technology said that the Philippines is eyeing to start clinical trials of veterinary drug ivermectin as a COVID-19 treatment in the middle of September amid controversy over its use for this purpose. In a House hearing scrutinizing the DOST's proposed 2022 budget, House Deputy Speaker Bernadette Herrera D. quizzed DOST officials on the long overdue planned clinical trials on the anti-parasitic drug ivermectin. In response, Executive Director Jaime Montoya of the DOST Philippine Council for Health Research and Development said that they are still waiting for approval from the Ethics and Review Panel on the methodology of the study. Montoya added that they have already prepared funds for the clinical trials pending approval from its Ethics and Review Panel. And in business, the Philippine Stock Exchange slipped while the peso depreciated on Wednesday following reports of a deteriorating manufacturing activities in August. The PSEI fell 69.60 points or 1.01% to 6,785.94 at the closing bell. Local shares also declined by 10.32 points or 0.24% to 4,215.26. Regina Capital Development Corporation Head of Sales Luis Limlingan said that the factory activity in the Philippines contracted in August with the IHS Markit Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index reading 46.40 for the period. Meanwhile, the peso went back to 50 level against the US dollar on Wednesday. The local currency depreciated by 0.31 pesos from 49.76 to $1 on the previous day's trading. That wraps up the stories tonight. Before we go, I would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Miguel Paltagon, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, TribuneNow. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.